r/AskReddit. What do you refuse to even try? Despite everyone telling you how amazing it is. Bungee jumping. I came in through a broken rubber. I'm not going out by a broken rubber. Heroin. Just never touch opiates if you can help it. I didn't realize how much I liked opiates until I had surgery on my collarbone and was prescribed like 40 10mg Percocets. Holy crap. They feel amazing. Sure. You can't take a hit. Like at all. And your nose and face itch to high heaven. But that warm fuzzy feeling is hard to top. This is how I know I should never try heroin. Skydiving. I don't like the sensation of falling. I don't like most roller coasters. I don't like any ride or activity that causes me to feel like I'm falling. Why the duck would I jump out of an airplane in free fall? Acceleration causes that falling feeling. Once you hit terminal velocity, that feeling goes away. The problem is between the time I jump from the plane and the time I hit terminal velocity, I will probably hit myself and vomit. Then, because I'll be too scared to remember to turn my head when I puke, it will hit me in the face and I will suffocate and drown on my own vomit. Then be unable to pull my chute and will be flattened into a human slurry pancake when I hit the ground. 50 Shades of Grey. I read the first page and thought it was garbage. Good call. I tried reading it too. I'm into bondage and domination, so I figured I should at least give it a chance. I think I read the first 7 chapters. And at that point there had still been absolutely no X whatsoever. And I was developing a very violent hatred for the main character. I really wanted to make it to at least one of the X scenes. But I just couldn't do it. I have no problem with bad literature. I think it's totally fine to read stuff that's just fun and entertaining. But 50 Shades is not your typical bad literature. It actually left me completely baffled as to how it ever got published, let alone popular. The writing is significantly worse than most things I've read by amateur high school and college aged students. I read it because people who know that I like BDSM wanted my take on how real it was. It was complete hit. I read the first book and cannot fathom how there were sequels at that point. I mean, he was raping her, leaving her alone to recover, and not allowing her to even talk about it. The X was pitiful. A scene lasting less than 5 minutes. Gimme a break. Also, her inner goddess Candiath. One good thing to come of it was the Gilbert Gottfried reads 50 Shades video. So damn funny. Parenting. I'm happy enough being an uncle. So when are you going to have a kid? Everyone. It's totally different when it's your own child. Yeah. I can't give it back when it hits or cries. Candy Crush. Just duck that game. That and I hate games that try to get you to connect to Facebook, or share your high score, or invite friends to play. I don't connect to Facebook on any games anymore, because you will reach a certain point where you can't go any farther until you annoy 3 or more of your friends by inviting them for the 10th time to play that game. Ducking. I paid 99 goddamn cents for Tetris because I ducking love Tetris and I didn't want any ads or lives or any of that hitty. I just wanted to be able to play ducking Tetris. One time it asked me if I wanted to connect to Facebook. The options were yes, no, and never ask again. I clicked never ask again. They've asked me 4 ducking times since. Every time I hit never ask again. That means don't ever ducking ask me again. It's not just a second no. Why even give me the option if you know you're just gonna ask again? Duck. Pokemon Go. That thing lost its fun value within a month. It deserved its initial hype and praise for sure. It was something new, and it was fun. But only for a week. If you had a life and a job, it was literally a waste of time for no real fun value. Plus I heard they skewed something to make people spend more on buying balls, or whatever, which seems really hitty to me. I still play it. It's not as fun anymore, but it still gets me out of the house and getting fresh air. Normally I would just play computer games, and on my days off there are times where I just won't leave the house. I still use it as an excuse to go and get out. Plus it helps my dad and I bond over a video game, which hasn't really happened before. Any recreational drugs, including getting drunk. I've just never been curious. I went to a very stoner high school and all my friends loved weed, but I just never got it. Now in my 30s. Still not interested, and assume I never will be. Edit. Too many instances of the same question to answer individually, so. 1. I drink alcohol. I love gin and wine. I live in one of the great wine regions of the world, and love a day out at cellar doors. I just don't like the feeling of being intoxicated. Like, imagine if ice cream or something else delicious made you drunk. Some people would enjoy that. It would just piss me off cause I'd have to pace myself. 2. I'm Australian. I don't like here. Yes, I have tried it many times. Yes, I'm a heretic in my country. 3. I'm fine taking prescription medicine. I'm currently on temazepam to help me sleep cause I have some health issues. My point was recreational drugs. I'd rather fall asleep naturally than this weird temazepam feeling. I don't like feeling chemically altered, and I wouldn't do it for fun. 4. Yes, I bloody know you can't say you don't enjoy something you've never tried. But I've been tipsy. I've had morphine drips. I've given birth. I know how it feels to be not sober. And B, I never said I didn't enjoy it. I said I wasn't curious. I'm also not curious about eating those crazy hot peppers. Or cosplay. Or joining my local preppy mothers club. You can know if something doesn't appeal to you. I'll do me and you do you. If you aren't curious and don't want to do it, good for you, seriously. Not being sarcastic. But they're fun. That's it. It's that simple. Drinking is fun and it tastes good. I'm not trying to convince you to start drinking. I'm just saying there really isn't anything more to it than that. To each their own. Preemptively, yes. I know there's the risk of addiction and whatnot. I know people have serious problems with this stuff. And I guess that's a risk you take. But if you're able to keep it out of that range, it's just a fun thing to do with friends. Edit. To the people disagreeing with me saying it tastes good. Yes. Some people do in fact like the taste of beer. Beer tastes good. Some beer tastes good. Let's not pretend there isn't some hittier beer out there. Looking at you. Keystone. Cocaine. I think I would enjoy it too much. Same here. I was offered some by a friend when I was drunk, who was urging me to try it. My exact answer to him was, through slurred speech, was no, I'll like it too much. I have a very addictive personality and I like caffeine and use it in moderate amounts. I drink a sugar-free energy drink, 150 milligrams, every morning before work. And I always take 3 Pro Plus tabs, 50 milligrams each, before the gym, because I go of an evening. So I use on average 150-300 milligrams caffeine a day. Cocaine for me would be like running on Metro. I know I'd love that hit and that S. Why I won't do it. Hit, you're pretty close to cocaine already. Alcohol. Not my thing. But some people can't seem to be okay with that. When my husband and I go out, he enjoys a nice cold beer, and I generally order water. Then promptly get questioned on if I'm pregnant or not by whatever friends we are out with. No. Dude. I just don't like to drink. I have a terminal case of non-buccinicitis. Snapchat. Snapchat is my favorite TBH. It's the only one you can post stuff on without having to worry about it coming back to haunt you in the future. Unless you subscribe to a purely Orwellian future. A lot of stuff I won't post on Facebook/Instagram because I don't want people commenting on it. I just want them to see some cool hit I'm working on or doing, and I like looking at the same from other people. For example, plenty of musicians/artists I follow do lots of snaps in the process of making their art. Which is something you don't get if you're not around those kind of people. You can also send money. Snapcash uses the Square technology and is super safe. Great for drug deals or quick transfer of money to family/friends. Black pudding. It's blood, people. Blood. Yak. No, they usually use pigs. Yaks are hard to come by. Facebook. It came about as I was finishing up college. And I missed the hype train. I don't want someone to have access to my entire history whenever they feel the need. Access to my entire history. They only have access to what you allow them to view of what you post. Facebook came out when I was in grad school, and I'm now in my mid-30s. The appeal for me is simple. I can casually stay in touch with people I otherwise might not. I like seeing what's going on in the lives of people I haven't really seen in person since graduation, and having the option of congratulating them, etc. Store brand credit cards. Take your 29.99% interest rate and go duck yourself. I will take this time to point out that the interest rate is 100% meaningless if you're using the card properly. The only proper way to use a credit card is pay it off in full. Every month. On time. If you do that, you never pay interest. Interesting. Swinging. I could never let someone I'm committed to be with someone else like that. I thought of swings when I read this comment. He just doesn't want anyone pushing his girl. He knows exactly how high she wants to go without asking. Instagram. Everyone seems to use it, but I just don't see the point. Well, for me, I like sharing my artwork with people I don't know. Mostly because if I post it on Facebook, all I get is awful critique and judgment. Also having to talk about it when you meet people in person. Fruit in my salad. Piss off. Edit. In before tomato is a fruit, I'm talking about grapes and apples. Dude. Raspberries with some feta and candied nuts is where it's at. Do you refuse berry vinaigrettes too? Neti pot. Yeah. The possibility of getting an amoeba in my brain kind of ruined any interest I had in that. You can get a sterile saline nasal spray for pretty cheap that does the same thing without the risk of horrible death. You're supposed to purchase distilled water, not use tap water. That eliminates the risk of amoeboid brain duckery. And saline sprays don't do the same thing. Saline sprays will moisten the mucous membranes for an extended period, protecting them for dehumidifier air. Extended period because most OTC saline sprays are gels, not liquids. That's good for folks that, for instance, use CPAP machines. The purpose of an ET pot, or preferably its disposable equivalent, is to wash the sinuses. This is particularly beneficial for folks with a non-infectious sinusitis and or post-nasal drip. Source: asshole with internet access. I just can't get into Firefly. I'm sorry everybody. I made it through and felt rather lukewarm about it. I think more than one season was warranted. But I never got the extreme fandom that everyone seems to partake in. And I feel it stems more from its short-lived run than anything else. I feel it wouldn't be the same had it gone on for 5 or 6 seasons. Just my impression though. Part of it is that for some people, any decent space sci-fi show is going to grab their attention. Adding good characters, writing, and chemistry, and it's a dream. A dream squandered by an amazingly incompetent television network possibly run by people with severe Down syndrome. Nalex. Same. I refuse to do it. Then again, I'm a lesbian, so I don't get much pressure about it. I guarantee you'd feel the pressure if you tried it. Selfie stick. Edit. It is not that I hate selfie stick. It has its own uses, but I hate what it has done to tourist attractions all over the world. And it is okay to approach a fellow human to ask them to take a pic of yours. I feel like someday I'm going to be talking to my grandkids about what life used to be like. And I'll tell them there was once a time where, if you wanted a picture of yourself on vacation, you would ask the normal less looking stranger to take one for you with your camera. And they will be all like, no way I Grammy. That's so old fashioned. It's like you're a ducking dinosaur or something. Me, what's that thing that's buzzing around? Grandkid, that's my selfie drone grandpa. Didn't you have one back in your day? Me, nope. If you wanted a picture of yourself on vacation, you would ask the normal less looking stranger to take one for you with your camera. Grandkid, no way I grandpa. That's so old fashioned. It's like you're a ducking dinosaur or something. Watching that MLP show. No thanks. No thanks. As someone with young kids, I'm so thankful for MLP and Adventure Time. Yeah, me too. Also, usually kid shows have horrible songs/music, but MLP has surprisingly catchy music, which is nice when you have to listen to it every day.